Welcome to Get Positively Inspired podcast. Today is a very special episode as we have with us Cynthia Encinas-Concordia. She is a transformational life coach, published author, an international speaker, podcaster, a mother, and a grandma. She found her calling to make a difference by inspiring others and creating awareness to empower people to unlock their full potential and create a life they love. She is passionate about personal growth and mindset mastery. Cynthia is the proud founder of Dream to Rise. Her books include My Journey into Becoming, Overcoming Self Sabotage Anthology. She's a co author on that one, and Dream to Rise Anthology. Cynthia, welcome and thank you very much for your presence here with us in Positively Inspired.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be a guest here at your podcast, and I truly am grateful for what you're giving me this opportunity.
Well, thank you very much as well. So tell us, Cynthia, how did you come to found this Dream to Rise?
Dream to Rise, because the main objective of this Dream to Rise is really about you coming from a trauma, because
Okay.
that's what I have experienced. I came from a trauma, and then I really fall flat on the ground, didn't know where to go. But as what we always talk about, we need to make a decision to make that shift, whether or make a choice whether to stay stuck in that dark bubble or choose the light. But it took me years to choose that light. And I could I share with you my story?
Actually, I was gonna ask, please tell us about your story. Where are you coming from? Where did you find this inspiration to overcome your challenges?
Yes, I've been married for 23 years, and I have my children also with us. They're now 32 years old. My daughter is 32 with a family. Yes, and I'm a grandma.
Oh, congratulations. That's
Yes,
awesome.
yes. And then my son is 27 years old. During those 23 years, I've been subjected to domestic abuse.
Mm,
And that's the main reason why I asked my husband to or convince him to migrate here in the US so that we
okay.
could work on our relationship, because we don't always see each other every day. We only see each other on weekends, because he's a veterinarian who does consultancy work for poultry farms.
Oh,
And
okay.
yes, and another reason why I convinced him to move here is to give our children better opportunities. I'm from the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
and domestic violence started when my daughter was only 5 months old,
Oh,
and that was my dream, to keep our family really intact. However, it turned out to be the other way. He was on two restraining orders. The first one, when he hit me while I was driving, so I initiated the call, and he was given a temporary 72-hour restraining order. 10 years after, he was hitting my son continuously, and it was my daughter who initiated the call, and my son even requested for a 2-year restraining order, permanent restraining order. That was the impact of his behavior to the family. But during those 2-year period, I kept on reminding the children that, hey, your dad loves you so much. He's a good man. It's just a matter of we're not allowing his behavior, but it's just that he would still want to connect with you. If it's possible for you to respond to his text messages, that would be great. But it was hard for them to respond to his text messages because of what happened. But when they invited him to attend their graduation, college for my daughter and high school for my son, it was a big relief for me. That means forgiveness is taking place within the family. It's hard to forgive, but for especially for children, no? And I was so happy that I was hoping that we could come back together as one happy family. But 4 months after, he died of a massive cardiac arrest.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you, while biking along a parkway here in Virginia. And the worst part was we were blocked off by his family because they blamed me for his death. And we tried our best to reach out. Even my son tried to use his savings to purchase a ticket to go to Chicago to meet with them. They didn't want to meet with him. He was there. So it was a big thing for me carrying that heavy baggage because I was being blamed for what happened to my husband, that
Mm,
I was the cause of his death. And that guilt feeling was with me for 6 years. Actually, 2 years during the restraining order when we got separated, and then another 4 years
mm,
when after his death.
mhm,
So I was depressed. I didn't find any value in my life during that time. But I was only thinking about myself. I forgot about my children. My daughter graduated from college, so that was fine. But it so happened one afternoon, my son asked me, "Mom, will I be going to college?" I forgot about him. And
mm,
I was so selfish. I was only focusing on myself. So when I asked him, "Where would you like to go to college?" And then he asked me, "Is it okay to go to Culinary Institute of America?" That's in Hyde Park, New York. I tried to do some research about that school and I was shocked. I will share with you 2014, the tuition fee, not because I'm bragging, but because I was able to manifest my dream. First year was 50,000, second and third year were 60,000 each. For 3 years, I have to raise that money. Being a single mom, a single earner, where will I get that money? But so I tried convincing my son, would you like to change course? Or would you like to change school? Wherein I could afford it. But when we visited the school, he was not happy. He was not excited. So I suggested, okay, let's go visit CIA. When we got there, oh my, there was a sudden change on his face. His smile was from ear to ear, super excited, and he was already visualizing himself really living in that campus, going to the classroom to another building. So I was really doing some self-reflection on what am I supposed to do?
mhm,
I am,
mm,
I
mm,
don't have the money. Where will I get that money? But I told myself, I know I'll be able to let my son finish school there. I believe that I'll be able to let him discover his purpose also after
mhm,
he graduates from that school. So that was the time I started creating a dream by design. As what I think you have shared before,
mm,
we have that power to create the life we love. We have that power to create our dreams uh, by design, not by default. Because most of the time we create our dream by default. We are afraid of what happened, our past experiences, our limiting beliefs, our doubts and worries. But actually, the power within us is even greater than the conditions and circumstances surrounding us. And I
yeah,
believe in that.
that's right. And that is so powerful. So you mentioned before all that guilt that you carried. How, if you can share, how did you come to terms and look that inward and that introspection to be able to overcome that internal guilt in and transform it, into a compassionate, how did you work through that forgiveness, and what do you think was the best result in your life? How did that reflect?
Well, you mentioned about forgiveness. That's one aspect in my life wherein I was able to overcome all these challenges. I had six steps wherein which I used to really help solve my problem. And
Mm-hmm.
forgiveness is one of it. And for me, forgiveness is about yourself. Learn to forgive yourself because forgiveness is about the other, not about the other person. It's about you releasing yourself from resentment, releasing yourself from your pain, your anger, and it's experiencing so much freedom, liberation. It started when I shared my story. When I had my coach, he asked me, Cynthia, do a live video of your story. You know what? It took me 7 times to pray before I clicked on the live button, on the Facebook live button. Because
Uh-huh.
why? Because of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Fear that I'll be judged by other people. Fear that I'll be rejected. Fear that I might commit a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, fear that the other party might hear what I'm
Mm-hmm.
sharing. But you know what? When I started sharing my story, I felt liberated. I felt that I was no longer stuck in that dark bubble. That, hey, you have that story to share to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Other people are still stuck in that same situation, like the situation I was in. Would you rather stay stuck and not be able to help others? That's what I was thinking. So, and me being stuck in that dark bubble will not be, I won't be able to help my children as well.
Mm-hmm.
I need to to make a decision, make a choice that, hey, this is not the life I want to live. I'm not growing. I don't feel excited. I don't have any purpose in life. But because I found my purpose, I discovered my purpose, that what I have gone through in my life will help other people be able to see that there's truly light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what I'm doing right now. Uh, Committed to live my purpose so others may become the better version of themselves, or not even better, best version of themselves.
Yeah.
Committed to inspire and empower them that you have that power to create the life you love.
I,
Y-
I like I like so much how you say you have the power. And that is one of the things that here at Positively Inspired we share a lot. You live on purpose. You don't just let life happen to you. You make your life happen. So
Mm.
in all your journey, what do you think were the most difficult roadblocks that you had to overcome?
And that was the fear. That was the fear. Because as what I've mentioned, fear that I'll be judged by other
Mhm.
people. Even our common friends blocked me. They didn't hear my story. I never shared my story to anyone because it's a family thing.
Mhm.
But I don't know how, when he was on restraining order, he lived with friends and they were
Mhm.
able to listen to his story. But for me, I that's why I got stuck in my dark bubble for so many years, because I stopped engaging with other people. I stopped socializing. I stopped going to the gym. And that was because of fear. And I felt that I was a failure as a mom and as a wife as well. But then again, I had to make that choice. So I started working on my 4 domains of my life, and that is my health and well being.
Mhm.
Health and well being It covers physical,
Mhm.
mental, emotional, and spiritual. My only source of strength during that time was with the Lord, because I stopped connecting with other people. And I tried reading positive self-development books.
Okay.
I started going to the gym and then interacting with them. And that's how I got my positive energy. I think I'm an extrovert because I get my energy with the people I engage with. And as what I've shared before with you, that positive energy was mirrored back to me.
Mhm.
And that's how I started connecting with new friends, made new connections, made a more meaningful and deeper relationship with my children, with my mom, with my siblings, and other friends. And it gave me that confidence to perform better at work. I used to work for the World Bank. I was a program assistant.
Okay.
And I've been really aiming to be promoted as an analyst. And this happened. I'm sharing how manifestation came into my life.
Okay.
So I tried applying, I tried volunteering and doing to really develop my skill set being an analyst. That was the entry level for a professional staff at the World Bank.
Mhm. Mhm.
It so happened HR offered this GE readiness program wherein you could apply for those program assistants, can apply if you are GE ready. GE is the grade level for analyst, and I'm on a
Okay.
G. So I applied. Out of 850 plus, 25 were declared GE ready, and I was one of them. And I got even promoted. I was contacted by one HR admin if I would be available for an interview. And I asked her, how were you able to know that I'm applying? Because I didn't see any job posted, posted on the job world.
Mhm.
She said that
Mhm.
we only got 6 from the 25. And you know what? I got the position. And then another manifestation, someone advised me, oh, why won't you downsize? I took action, sold my townhouse, 3-bedroom town, moved to a 1-bedroom condo, and then saved 50% of my monthly mortgage. And another one, why won't you apply for grants and scholarship? I took action. I'm glad my son was a US citizen. Instead of paying 50,000, I only paid 11,000.
Nice.
All the savings helped me sustain my son finish school at CIA. I'm sharing this with you not because I sent him to CIA. No, it was because I made the decision to stand up and made the choice of not to stay stuck in that dark bubble. I made the choice to choose the light because I know choosing that light would give me other opportunities, not only for myself, but for my children, opportunities to help other people who were also in the same situation, in my situation before. And that's what I've been doing now.
That is an awesome, awesome way to rise as your book is, and also to give back. You know, that
Yes.
wave of positivity that can reach out to so many people, and finding to live on purpose, to
Mhm.
found that purpose that you were put here for, and reach out to so many people and help so many others. Tell me about your book. How did Dream to Rise come to be?
Dream to Rise is, I'll show you my book, huh? It's not there. It's not showing
Yep,
there.
there.
This is an anthology book, anthology with 19 co-authors whose main objective is to share our stories from our trauma, how we were able to rise up, evolve, progressing, and now making an impact on other people's lives. We all have experienced life struggles, Most of the time, we just give up and then say, or get stuck in that situation. But here we are hoping that we could be a beacon of light for those who are stuck, who are still struggling. And this is just to inspire and empower them that, hey, life is great. Life is not a punishment. All the challenges you have experienced are opportunities for you to grow and learn and live really life to the fullest. And I've encountered a lot of elders who are in their sick bed, telling me their regrets in life. And
Right.
they were saying one of their regrets, they didn't have any uh, opportunity or create memories with their family because they kept on working to to earn money to support their family. But there was an absence of being there with the family.
Right.
And then another one, oh, I regret that I was not able to leave a legacy. And why? Because I was only thinking about what I can do for the family, but to work. And this is the book that I have written. I have now 3 books. It's really leaving a legacy to the young generation. And not only to the young generation, even to the elders, that there's no age limit to make a change. Anytime you can make a change as long as you are willing to make that change. And we only need to take that uncomfortable action, to take the risk. I always, that's another lesson which I've
Okay.
learned. That I'm already sharing what I've learned,
That's awesome.
the strategy, what I did, how to overcome fear. For me, there are 4 simple steps in overcoming fear.
Okay.
And that is feel it. Fear is a survival instinct. When there's fear because you don't want to experience pain. But then when you experience fear, yes, the good news is it's transient. According to studies, 90% emotions could only last for 90 seconds. I mean, 90 seconds for every emotion.
Right.
So when you feel fear, it's nothing more or nothing less. It's just fear. At least you were able to acknowledge it. The second one is embrace your fear. Embrace it as a partner. Let your fear be seated at the passenger side while you are still in control of the steering wheel towards your destination, and that is your dream. Your fear will just give you a push to make you uncomfortable. When you're
Right.
uncomfortable, that means you're being challenged. When you're being challenged, that means you're going out of your comfort zone. And when you're going out of your comfort zone, that means you're learning something new. And that's when you're growing and thriving. Actually, I always tell others, opportunities are actually at the borderline of your comfort zone.
Nice.
And then
That is a great quote.
the third one is act on it. Take action. Take that uncomfortable action. If you don't take that risk, nothing would happen. Nothing will happen.
Exactly.
Yes. And then the fourth one is what's that? Repeat it. Repeat it again. It's a process
Rinse and
where
repeat.
yes, repeat the process. You feel, you embrace, you act, and repeat. It's just like going to the gym. For you to lose weight, for you to tone your body, you have to at least go to the gym 3-4 times a week.
Right.
So it's a process. It will not give you the immediate results. But as you make it as a habit, then it will help you reach your goal.
Right.
That's it.
You're so right. Taking that action, learning to be comfortably uncomfortable at all
Yes,
times. You know, the only constant that we have in life is change. If you really think
exactly.
about it, we're not the same that we were before right now. So the only time that you have is now, and now it's time to take action. So
Yes.
you've shared advices, but if you could just select one piece of nugget of that gold nugget to give us as to what we can do when we find ourselves in that dark bubble, how do we, what can we do to get ourselves out of it?
The main thing that I've learned from my journey, my experience is know your why or your purpose. For me, when you know your mission in life, and it is a lot easier for you to move forward. You
Mhm.
know your direction. Most of the time we travel in circular motions around and around, not going anywhere. But if you have a purpose, that will be your living guide towards the direction you're going to. And I always tell myself or share with others, be a leader. Be a leader. All of us are leaders. Be ready to help that promotes happiness, support, love, compassion, and peace. Because you only need to take that courage, take that challenge to show that to other people so change may happen. That's all.
Cool. One last question. Here at Positively Inspired, our motto is live on purpose. How would you live on purpose?
Me, I live on purpose because when you create your dream, uh I don't know, I've discovered my purpose is when you ask yourself the question, what do I love? What do I have? What do I love to do? What do I love to have, to create, to be, and to give? And that's how I created my purpose.
That is awesome. Thank you very much for all your insights. Do you have any resources for us? Any, aside, where would we find your books? Can you tell us?
Uh-huh. Yes, they're all in Amazon. Dream to Rise from Darkness into Light. It's now on Amazon. My Journey into Becoming, it's also in Amazon. Or Overcoming Self-Sabotage, wherein I'm a co-author, it's also on Amazon. Just
Okay,
look for Cynthia Concordia, and then or in Amazon, Cynthia Concordia, all the three books will be there. And you could also get in touch with me through my website. It's dreamtorise.info. And
dream.
all my podcasts, all my episodes of podcast episodes are there. And then another one is my program is also there. And my forthcoming speaking engagements are also there. So Facebook, just type in Cynthia Concordia. Instagram, Cynthia Concordia. TikTok, Dream to Rise. And LinkedIn, Cynthia Concordia. So that's all. Thank you
Well,
so much. See, Sai, for giving me this opportunity, really, and sharing uh, my story. And
yes, thank you very much for sharing. We appreciate you so very much. All the insights that you provided are going to resonate with someone, and that message will get to the right person. Thank you
yes,
very much. Thank you.
thank you so much.